you all did. Hari Hari. Yeah. So yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for reading, and that was excellent, nice summary, Prabhu. In few essential words. Thank you, Prabhu. And yes, Vrindrani Mataji, heard your question. We'll get to that soon. Today, my reflections after hearing the Gaur Katha about the Srila Haridāsa Ṭhākura. How a pure-hearted devotee, a sadhu is simply in his world with Bhagavan. He was, for Srila Haridāsa Ṭhākura, it's only the nama. Before Rāmacandra Khān insulted, during Rāmacandra Khān insult, after Rāmacandra Khān insult. And as he walked away from the village, and as he came to the other devotees in the other village and was residing with them, and as he was invited to speak on the glories of the Nama, as he was speaking the glories of the Nama, the sadhu's world is only one, the Nama Kṛṣṇa, 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 Kṛṣṇa. That's all. It doesn't matter to them if they're insulted or not. It doesn't bother them if they're beaten up or not. Haridāsa Ṭhākura was insulted by Rāmacandra Khān, plotted by him, and he was beaten by those Muslim soldiers. Sadhu is undisturbed. Sadhu who is so dependent on Kṛṣṇa is always with Kṛṣṇa. They only exude Kṛṣṇa. They only exude Kṛṣṇa even if they are beaten up or even if they are insulted. They emanate Kṛṣṇa, they exude Kṛṣṇa. Nothing touches them. It is only who are around the sadhus. They receive what they give to sadhu. When these Muslim soldiers were beating Srila Haridāsa Ṭhākura, they really didn't want to beat him. They were feeling so sorry that they had to follow the Nawab's order. They had tears too, that they had to beat Haridāsa Ṭhākura. Haridāsa Ṭhākura was praying for them. Lord, please forgive them. They are doing this because the Nawab ordered so. In this way, the soldiers, they did not incur the sin, even though they were beating Haridāsa Ṭhākura, because their heart was aching to do so. That their feeling for that sadhu was very conducive to sadhu, pleasing to the sadhu. So they did not incur any punishment like that. That lady in prostitution, she was just doing what she was doing before, but it was a benign thing, not anything hurting to the Mahajana. It was benign. And then she received the purity that was exuding from Haridāsa Ṭhākura. She received Kṛṣṇa. But Rāmacandra Khān, what he was giving to sadhu was insult, pain. Insult and pain. The other people, whatever their external action was, they were not insulting or giving pain to the heart of Haridāsa Ṭhākura. Rāmacandra Khān was doing that. So that is inflicting sadhu's heart. That's what Rāmacandra Khān received back. I started with Haridāsa Ṭhākura, inflicting, insulting him. First, it starts with intolerance. Intolerance to a Vaishnava. Intolerance to a Vaishnava. Rāmacandra Khān is Martha Brahmana. When the focus is so much on recognition and praise and attention, naturally there will be intolerance to someone else who is getting that. So that's the seed. That's what Rāmacandra Khān had. That's the seed he was carrying. He was like that to anybody else who was getting the attention and praise and praises. Yeah, praise and worship. He was intolerant to anybody else, and Haridāsa Ṭhākura happened to get all that because of his bhakti. So he was intolerant to Haridāsa Ṭhākura too. With intolerance comes infliction, insult, all those. And that's what Rāmacandra Khān did to Haridāsa Ṭhākura. And it only grew, intolerance to a Vaishnava, it only grew that he did that to Nityananda Ram. To Nityananda Ram, it was great intolerance. He had to dig the mud that Nityananda Prabhu sat and sanctify it with cow dung. Whoa! So how that seed of intolerance can really grow big like that. So sadhu is not affected. Haridāsa Ṭhākura is not affected. Nityananda Ram is not affected. But whoever is having this intolerance nature inside, which would sooner or later cause that insult and pain to the Vaishnavas. Pain to anybody else, but specifically to Vaishnavas. Outside world is all filled with that anyway. But when we come to bhakti, we are coming here to get rid of all that misery causing dirt. So when that is there, where there is intolerance in the heart, there cannot be bhaktilata. Bhaktilata cannot survive. Intolerance is an acidic environment inside of us. Bhaktilata is very soft and cannot tolerate it. So, yeah, these are the things. Sadhu is never affected, and Bhaktilata cannot tolerate that intolerance inside, which would later lead to insult and hurt of the Vaishnavas. That's one thing. And to answer the question, Mataji, yes, this is aparadha to holy name. Aparadha to holy name is a very packed one, actually. Aparadha to holy name is a packed one. If we unpack that, there is aparadha happening to the holy name because I'm doing aparadha to a sadhu. Aparadha to the sadhu that has given me the holy name. The first offense to avoid in japa is avoid sadhu ninda. And seeing it in a positive version, flip it back to the positive side, is if I don't do the sadhu ninda, but if I honor, worship sadhu, then I will get the namaruchi. If I do sadhu ninda, I'm doing nama aparadha. If I do sadhu puja, then I get namaruchi. This is the very essential from a tattva standpoint too. Very essential and deciding factor in bhakti, especially for Shuddha Bhakti. How am I treating a sadhu? What am I thinking of a sadhu? Am I really taking the shelter of a sadhu? What are the words and instructions of sadhu means to me? This is I can't emphasize this enough. This is the only way to go to Shuddha Bhakti. When we hear, okay, how am I treating the Vaishnavas around? And I have to be respecting them is wonderful. But we need Shakti for that. And it has to be unconditional. So that Shakti, unconditional nature and that strength comes from the very source, the fountainhead. How am I treating the sadhu? To what extent am I taking the shelter of the sadhu? Really decides everything else in bhakti. How am I treating the sadhu, sadhuvani? Like that I will treat the holy name. Like that I will treat the Vaishnavas who belong to the holy name. It cannot be vice versa. We cannot really change the sequence here. We hear in different occasions during the kathas, emphasis goes in different places, but the fountainhead is fountainhead. We cannot be unconditionally serving the Vaishnavas and see the Vaishnavas for who they are without seeing a sadhu for who he is. We cannot see the holy name for who he is without seeing the sadhu who has given the holy name for what he is. Like that. So nama aparadha is happening because sadhu aparadha is happening. Vaishnava aparadha is happening because nama aparadha is happening. Yeah. So like that. Like that. When the emphasis is just being good to being good with the people is mixed goodness. When the emphasis is yes, serve the Vaishnavas. Serve the Vaishnavas. That is very wonderful. That will save us from committing any aparadhas to the Vaishnavas. But serve the Vaishnavas cannot just be superficial and conditional. Yeah. Superficially, I appear like serving outside, but I have my own things going on inside. Conditionally is only if the other Vaishnava is nice to me, good to me, then I will serve. Yeah. So Vaishnava Seva cannot just be superficial or conditional. Vaishnava Seva has to be there is no difference between the Vaishnava Seva and Bhagavad Seva. It has to be on that platform. Unconditional Vaishnava Seva. See Vaishnavas for who they are. It has to be like that. So it can happen when sadhu and nama are seen for who they are and served in a way they need to be served. Like that. So that's all, I think. I will just summarize what did we hear so far. Sadhu is always with Nama Bhagavan, uninfluenced, and just exudes Kṛṣṇa, emanates Kṛṣṇa no matter what, like a sandalwood tree, even if it is cut. And so sadhu is undisturbed, unaffected. But it's what we give to the sadhu, that we will get back. That's what happened to Rāmacandra Khān. And second thing was the intolerance. Internal intolerance to any Vaishnava is too acidic for Bhakti Lata to survive. So no intolerance to any Vaishnava. That's the bija for the envy, criticism, the rest of it. So no acidic intolerance inside. And the aparadha tendency, fundamentally, it is towards the nama, but it's towards the Bhagavan. Nama, that can go away when the aparadha tendency to sadhu goes away. Then naturally, automatically, aparadha tendency to the nama will go away. It's like this. Bhagavan is not accessible for us. It's Acharya Bhagavan that is accessible to us. If at all I have to do anything with Bhagavan, I have to do with the Acharya Bhagavan, Sri Guru. If at all I want to worship Bhagavan, I have to worship Acharya Bhagavan. If at all I don't want to offend Harinama, I should not offend the sadhu's heart, the Vani. And then, of course, then the Vaishnavas will not be offended. There will be no tendency in the heart anymore for the aparadhas. So naturally, we will not offend the Vaishnavas around. Like that. That's all from my side. That's all. Prabhu Mataji, is that clear, Mataji? Is the answer for your question okay? I don't know.
Yes and no, Mataji. Please forgive me for going further with this a little bit more, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Because it's such an important thing, I feel, Mataji. You're saying, you're giving the very crux of it. And it always just feels like, oh, I am not doing sadhu aparadh. So I want to understand. There is something I am doing. I know, because if the stage has not come, then what exactly is this? Because my understanding of sadhu aparadh is not clear.
Right, that's the point. I may think I'm not doing sadhu aparadha.
That's because I don't understand clearly, you know.
Because
so that's why.
The key, very key in bhakti actually. So I'm not doing sadhu aparadha is actually, if I am not doing sadhu aparadha, then I should have namruchi.
Exactly. That's exactly when you said, I was feeling exactly that, Mataji.
Right.
Then I should have namaruchi. Why am I not having that? Means I am doing aparadha, then I don't know what aparadha is.
Yeah, exactly. So what it means is, I am not worshipping the sadhu as I worship Bhagavan. I am having martya buddhi. Oh, sadhu, what weightage am I giving to the Vani of the sadhu? What weightage am I giving to the presence of the sadhu if they are present in Vapu? And if they're not present in Vapu, what weightage am I giving to the Vani of the sadhu? See the same example. Sponge hai na? How much of the weightage of water is there on a dry sponge which is just sprinkled with some water? Is that it? Or is the water going deep within in the sponge? So the sponge is dripping the water. How much of sadhuvani is my life and soul? How much of sadhuvani is Sadhuvani, Acharyavani is more like a light, guiding light. And how much of Guru's instruction and seva? These are specific though. Acharyavani is the guiding light for everybody, for bhakti. But specifically, Sri Guru, who is giving us Kṛṣṇa, a living person. Yeah. a living sadhu who is giving us Kṛṣṇa. How much of that instruction from that Sri Guru, a living Guru, how much of that instruction is my life and soul? And how much of that seva given by Sri Guru is my life and soul? So the water that is entering into the sponge is how deep is that water coming? That water is the instruction and seva given by Sadhu Guru, Sri Guru. Is it pervading my whole self? Like the sponge is dripping water, is my life and soul practically every day, not just theoretically, practically, is my day spent accordingly? Is the instruction and seva that is given by Sri Guru, is that the fuel for me to run the whole day? Is that my priority? Is that my fuel? Is everything else just falling in its place while this being my fuel and priority? That is the worship of the instruction of Sri Guru. That is the worship of the seva given by Sri Guru. That's what it means, the water dripping from the sponge. Like that. So this is all proportional. And then Harinama. And then Harinama is Sri Sri Radha and Kṛṣṇa then. That's all. Because that Harinama is given by a Sadhu Guru, Sri Guru. And there is no offensive mentality when such worship to Guru's instruction and seva is happening. For the seva to happen to that degree, all the offenses will be washed away. For the seva to percolate to that degree, all the offenses, the aparadha tendency will be washed away. Otherwise, the water will not enter into every pore of the sponge. For that water to enter into every pore of the sponge, the offenses has to be washed away and will be washed away. So when that sponge is full with water, there is no offensive mentality. Then there are no offenses to Nama, no offenses to the Vaishnavas. Like that. So this is how I know I am worshipping the instruction given by Sri Guru and seva given by Sri Guru. When I have no offensive mentality, then so much is the worship going on to the instruction and the seva that is given. So I do not have the capacity to get rid of this offensive mentality myself. It has to be purged out. I cannot take it out. No formulas, courses, no, they will not help. It has to be purged out from my system. So the seva that is given, the instruction that is given by Sri Guru, when I hold on to it and pray to live it continuously, then that waters of the instruction and seva from Sri Guru, that purges out this offensive mentality. Like that. So how much of that am I doing? Proportional to that will be the ruchi for Nama, and accordingly to the Vaishnavas. Does it help, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, so much. I will reflect back just so in my words, Mataji, the essence of what you said. As I was hearing, I was checking into my heart to see what I'm doing. And I see that, how When you say the seva given by Sri Guru and taking that instruction and, holding on to that, so that waters us, our very being, our existence, and so the offensive mentality can get purged out.
That waters, the amount of waters, the intensity of the waters. Water is there. Sprinkling of water droplets is there. Good. But what is the amount? What is the intensity? Oh.
Yes, Mataji. Like I'm in my heart, I was feeling that although there is the Nitya Seva of Japa, which is given by Sri Guru, I'm noticing how, in a way, I'm disconnected. It's a theoretical thing. But from the heart, that connection has not happened, that this is a service given by Sri Guru, and we do it in that mood. Yeah, it is almost like I feel I'm talking about myself. Somewhere that it's still something in the head.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
Mataji.
that at that stage we just continue with sincerity, whatever sincerity that we have at that point of time, with the same sincerity and increased intensity. That is called determination. We just prayerfully, again, prayerfully continue the sincerity, increasing the intensity. When prayerfully, increasing the intensity of prayerfulness is wonderful. It just frees us from any tense. So if there is any intensity that can be added, it can be added to the prayer. And when we are saying prayer, we are leaving it to Bhagavan. Not a demanding prayer, you see. But in whatever it is, whatever is coming from us naturally, we just place it as a prayer. However that prayer is, no problem. We are not pure and prayers may not be pure. But let it be a prayer towards Guru and Kṛṣṇa. And everything else happens. We will be taken forward. No problem. So sincerely praying. Continue to pray with determination. That's all. Prayer is the connection to Guru and Kṛṣṇa, and sincerely continuing it. Everything happens naturally. The sponge will be dripping water, not just a little dry, but it will drip with water. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yes, that's all. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you all, dear devotees. Anything else? In a minute, dear devotees. Otherwise, we can go. So, yeah, what we have heard is from different levels. And wherever we could relate to, we could just prayerfully continue from that level. Sincerely, prayerfully. That's all. Mercy. Mercy is already there. With the sincerity and prayerful attitude, mercy just grows bigger. That's all. Okay, dear devotees. Okay, Prabhu, we will go ahead with Sri Gaurachandra Vacha. Ki shayane ki bhojane ki
bajagarane aharnisha chinta Kṛṣṇa balavadane
yadiyama
yama
pratisneha
pratisneha
ake sabhara
tabe Kṛṣṇa
virikta nagai beyara. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Yes, Vacha Kalpatarubhyascha.
कृपा सिंधु
Vaishnavi.
ओम नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
Jai.
आचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय।
Jai.
श्री चैतन्य चरितामृता की जय। श्री
Jai.
कृष्ण देवराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्री
Jai.
राम प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai.
हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, all the devotees. Hare